Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Welcome back to the DDSS Science Show. I'm so glad you can join us again for episode 3. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do.
In episode 2,
we talked about those yummy beer floats.
And we also talked about physical and chemical reactions along with carbonation. And Selah's been bugging me for a huge explosion. So the next experiment I thought would be perfect is
Mentos and soda experiment.
Remember, soda is carbonated, which means carbon dioxide is pumped into the liquid. So when you open your soda bottle, you hear that's the carbon dioxide leaving the liquid and trying to escape out.
Let's strategize, Daddy.
Yeah, so first we need to come up with a couple of things that we're going to need. So we're going to need to measure how high the soda is going to go, and we need to quickly figure out or quickly deliver the Mentos from the wrapper into the soda.
Could we just do one by one?
I don't think one by one is going to be fast enough, because if one gets stuck in there as we're dropping it in, the soda might actually shoot it out or push it out of the bottle.
And then our experiment will be ruined, but we could just push it in if it got stuck, and we could just drop. But if we did that, then when we put our first one in, it would all explode before we could drop the other one in.
But we want to make sure it gets in very quickly, so I think I have a good strategy for that.
Because I want a big explosion.
What if we use a tube like this, which is about 3/4 of an inch thick, that we can slide the Mentos down in very quickly. And then what we can do is drill a hole in here, so that way we can catch the Mentos as we load it in here, and then all you'll have to do is pull it out and it'll shoot into the 2 liter. Why don't you go ahead and try and put that in there and see if it works. All right, so we caught it. Now pull it out, and it dropped out. So we're good.
What else do we need, Daddy?
Well, we're going to need some way to measure it. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to build a simple frame and have lines on it that's about 6-inch increments, so we can see how high the soda comes out of the soda bottle. I think 4 feet should be plenty tall enough, because I don't think that it's going to come out of the bottle, considering the bottle is only 1 foot tall. Selah, what is your hypothesis for this? Wait, what is a hypothesis?
Well, a hypothesis is a guess before you do an experiment, and I also learned that in school.
Great. So what do you think the hypothesis is going to be?
Well, for the highest it's going to be, I guess, is 1 to 2 feet.
And which soda do you think is going to go the highest?
Since it's called the Diet Coke and Mentos experiment, I think the Diet Coke.
All right, let's check it out.
Let's get building, Daddy.
You may think that the Mentos and Coke is a chemical reaction, but it is actually a physical reaction called nucleation.
What?
Nucleation is the site where a gas bubble can grab onto and form bubbles.
Like the craters on the moon?
Exactly.
So, if you look closely at the Mentos, it has lots of tiny craters like the moon.
That's why candy smooth, like an M&M, which has a wax coating, won't work. But any spot where CO2 can grab onto,
Even a crack in a glass?
even a crack in a glass, is a nucleation site. Since Mentos is heavy enough to sink to the bottom, it's going to cause carbon dioxide bubbles to form, and they're going to look for a spot to escape.
Let's get this party started! We wanted to use another soda, so now we're gonna try Diet Pepsi. Now it's time for Fanta. Now it's time for Sprite. Oh. Since we did a root beer float last episode, we can't leave out precious root beer. Diet Coke one more time.
But this time, we're using 2 packets instead of 1 to see if it'll go higher than the previous ones.
I'm not ready.
It got on my shoe. Just to make sure the Mentos look and taste the same as they did when we opened it, I'm just gonna pour some out and see how they taste. Maybe there's some Diet Coke. I don't know. That's good. Because the carbon dioxide has already left the liquid, even though it's only been 2 or 3 minutes, I bet you it's flat. Just to be sure, I'm gonna taste it with the Mentos. I mean, it tastes pretty good to me. I love sweets anyway.
That was a fun experiment.
That was the explosion I was looking for.
So in conclusion, how did your hypothesis stack up?
Well, Daddy should have built it a little bit taller.
I should have listened to Mommy, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm. And my hypothesis was a little bit right because the Diet Coke did go pretty high. So that's why he should have built it higher. But the Diet Ice thought that it would go 1 to 2 feet. I was definitely not right about that. But yes, the Diet Coke went the highest. If I've learned anything over the last 2 shows, is that science can be tasty. Thank you for watching episode 3 of the Daddy Daughter Science Show. Please subscribe.